USA, 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 USA. What's up, guys? It is Friday, July 5th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 850,856, 850,856. TikTok, next block. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. I did. I had a lot of fun, man. Told you I'm doing that staycation on the strip, and I was around a lot of people last night. It was crazy down there last night, man. I'm a very blessed man, to live where I live and live the life I live, man. I really am, and I don't take that for granted one bit, especially where I come from. But as you guys can see, Bitcoin is down big time. Holy crap, man. Man, I think I bought a little bit too much. I never thought I'd see it in the low 50s, man. Again, my goodness, what a gift. What a gift. It has to do with the Mt. Gox stuff and the jobs report and everything else. Let me talk about the jobs report real quick, then I'll get into the Biden Democratic Party civil war, because that's big news, guys. So I think they said the new job report creation was like 209,000, 206,000 new jobs or something like that. Guys, between 50 and like 75% of them are government jobs, okay? A lot of them are, a little bit of them are service jobs and stuff like that. But guys, this is not a booming economy. Okay, a booming economy is when you have businesses hiring a bunch of people. When the government is hiring a bunch of people, what does that mean? That means the government is hiring people so that we can pay for it with our tax dollars. That's all it means, guys. Don't fall for it. And of course, Biden went on the campaign trail today bragging about that. Oh, am I too old to do 200-something thousand jobs? It's all nonsense, man. Just look at the economy. Look how you're living, right? Is your life any better? Do you feel like, the job market is booming and your pay is equal up to what it was in 2019 when your basket of goods costs probably almost double, if not double what they do now, depending on what you bought back then? Come on, man. Again, man, they'll piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. So we are living in a historic time, guys. These next, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know how long it's going to take for either Biden to either really drop out and get replaced by Kamala Harris or whoever the new puppet is. It's crazy, and I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Now, let me say this, okay? I do not like Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden is a very bad person. Is he 100% evil? No, no one is. No one's 100% evil. I'm sure he loves his family, seems like. I don't know if his family loves him as much as he loves them, because of what they're doing to him is elderly abuse, in my opinion. I've had elderly people that have died, kind of like on my watch or whatever, and there's no way in hell, I don't care what kind of job they had. Again, I'm not, the son or a grandson of a president or anything like that, but I don't care what kind of job they had. I don't care how much money I got off of it or how many benefits I got off of it. There's no way I'd put that stuff in front of my loved one. I just can't. And again, man, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when people have that power, it really shows what kind of person you are, good, bad, or indifferent. It really does. And I just think Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and the rest of these people that are, putting their dad and their husband or whoever Joe Biden is to them, putting him through that. This is just literally, it's terrible, man. And again, I don't like Joe Biden, but I do feel bad for him, man. I really do. I'm watching this man, and they're just putting him up there. And I think he was in Wisconsin today, and he was speaking. And, the guy just doesn't have it anymore, man. And I hope one day if I get to live that long, I'm fortunate enough to live that long, I hope my family, I don't care how good I'm at something, how good I am at that thing, or how much joy it brings me, or whatever it is, man. I hope somebody would tell me it's time to sit down, Jerry. You're too old, and you can't do it anymore. And again, man, the biggest question is, besides all that I just said, now that the world knows that Joe Biden is this way, who is running our country? We are in a danger zone right now, guys. Not only abroad, where our enemies all of our enemies saw this. I mean, you know, a lot of people are not talking about this. Our enemies saw how weak we are right now. I mean, we're extremely weak. And not only abroad are we weak, but we're weak inside of the borders because, again, we've had an open border policy for the last 3.5 years since January 2021 when him and Kamala just invited people in. This is why I say I give it a 70% chance. And I'm serious when I say this. And God forbid, I hope I'm wrong when I say this, but I don't think there's going to be an election in 2024 in November. I think something major is going to happen that's going to make September 11 and the pandemic look like tiddlywinks. And again, I hope I'm wrong when I say that. But crime is out of control. Inflation is out of control. Do you think we're going to have more or less people coming in and out of the borders or inside of our country, invading the southern border now that everyone knows that Joe Biden is probably not going to be the nominee or a Democratic nomination? They're not going to get it. So what do you think is going to happen at the border? What do you think? There's going to be less people coming in or more? Because those people knew the illegal immigrants, because they're illegal. And I'm not saying all of them are bad people. Okay, I understand why they come in. I really do. But let's just say some of these people that are coming from these countries are not sending their best, guys, okay? And again, I'm not blanketing everybody and saying they're all bad. I understand why they want to come to the greatest nation in the world. I would too. But you can't skip the line. You can't skip in front of people that waited years to get in here legally, and now they came over here and worked their butt off to get to where they are now. But what do you think is going to happen over the next few months? You think more or less people are going to come in? Again, guys, common sense. Of course, more people are going to come in, knowing that this is basically their last chance until January 2025 on January 20th, because this border is going to be closed. Not only that, it's going to be a massive deportation. So now let's talk about the Democratic Party and where we're at with these people right now. Again, I don't feel sorry for them one bit. They made their bed and now they have to lay on it. Again, they rigged the primaries. They put all their eggs in one basket, in the Joe Biden basket, and it came back to haunt them. So now the only person that can get replaced without the party just going absolutely nuts to replace Joe Biden is Kamala Harris. Will Joe Biden be replaced before his term is up? I don't know. What my question is, and before I get into this is my question. This is why I'm not a Republican, okay? Because Republicans in Congress, not you guys, the Republicans in Congress are so weak. You got to strike when the what do they say? You got to strike when the iron's hot or the thing is hot. I think it is while the iron's hot or whatever. The Republicans, every Republican in Congress, Senate, the senators, the governors, the congressmen, and the House of Representatives, the mayors, they need to all get together and try to do a 25th Amendment and try to get Joe Biden off the ticket. And meanwhile, while they're doing that, they need to be investigating every single staff member on the staff. Because the reason why they're not doing it, honestly, because it's Kamala Harris. Nobody wants Kamala Harris to be the president, and that's why Joe Biden, part of the backup reason he hired her, not just because she's black and a DEI hire, of course, black and a woman, but it's because nobody likes her. And when it's time for him to leave and he's messing up, they're like, well, shit, I don't want Kamala. So that's part of it, but I don't care. All these people need to be investigated for lying to the American people. This is the biggest, again, this is the biggest story besides September 11th. This is the biggest story, guys, since Watergate and Richard Nixon, man. I'm telling you this, guys. You may not realize that because we're going through it now, but this is insane right here. Now, again, do we, us that watch, my channel or watch stuff, do we already know this was happening? Of course, we knew Joe Biden was basically a vegetable. We know that, and I say that with all due respect to elderly people, because again, there's nothing wrong with a person being old and getting senile and stuff. He's so lucky to, do the things and be who he was and stuff in his life. He accomplished obviously the highest thing you can accomplish, but it doesn't mean he has to still be in power because of that. I'm just saying, I will never make fun of older people, man, because I have a lot of respect for them. But these people need to be investigated. Kamala Harris on down, because they all lie to us. Now the media, they can't get in trouble for it because they're just, you can't, go to jail for lying about stuff or get on trial for lying about stuff. That's just their integrity of their company. But when you're in the White House and you're covering up not only Joe Biden's massive decline, but all the decisions that he's supposed to be making that you and I both know he didn't make. So who is running this government? Who is the shadow people, the shadow government, the shadow people behind the curtains? Who are these bureaucrats? You know, is it Barack Obama, Jill Biden, a little bit of the sprinkle in the Clintons? You know, who are these people, man? The military-industrial complex, the Pfizers of the world, you know, Secretary Mayorkas, the border czar, who is it? Merrick Garland, the head of the FBI and all that. Who's doing this? Is it a combination of all of them? Because again, we all know it's not Joe Biden. We know that. So again, if I was those Republicans and some Democrats too, man, because there are Democrats that are revolting against this because they know, what do they say? All boats rise with the tides. A lot of these governors and mayors and stuff don't want to back Biden because if they do, they're going to know that they're going to lose their seats, man. The House and the Senate are up for grabs big time. And right now, the Republicans are looking pretty good right now. So again, if I was the Republicans, they need to be striking the iron while it's hot, man. But again, they're just so freaking nice guy and weak. And, they'll just talk in the press and everything else. They all need to get together. But see, the thing is, the Republicans are not together, right? You got some America First guys, but then you got some established Republicans. They call them rhinos. You got some moderate Republicans. You got all kind of factions in the Republican Party, man. That again, they just don't see eye to eye. And all you got to do is look back since last year when you had the former speaker, Kevin McCarthy, getting ousted. You saw those rhinos in there. You saw those America Last Republicans. You saw those freaking absolute traitor Republicans going with Kevin McCarthy because Kevin McCarthy is a snake. Big time snake. Nikki Haley is the worst. Lindsey Graham, he's a neocon, warmonger. What's his name? Mitch the Grinch McConnell. He's too old. He should be getting thrown out too. You know, these people are just despicable, man. And that's why they don't do it, because they don't want to rock the boat, because they don't go with the Democrats and the Uniparty, because that's what it is, the swamp. They know they won't get their money, they won't get their benefits, and they won't get the votes they need to get back in office. That's what it all comes down to, guys. So now we got Kamala Harris. She's making her bid silently to be the president. She's saying behind closed doors, because guys, the White House is split in two. It's split between Joe Biden's camp and you got Kamala Harris's camp, because it's all a power struggle. You got some people saying, let me side up with Kamala, because right now, the first time in 4 years, Kamala Harris here in Las Vegas, if you look at the betting odds, Kamala Harris has a better chance to beat Trump, is polling higher in the polls than Joe Biden. That's the first time ever. This is Kamala Harris. Now, this is before she gets out there and the national eye sees her and she's out there campaigning, because she is the worst campaigner. She's so freaking cringy. Again, that's just my personal thing. She's so fake, man. My God, so fake. And she's leading right now. So half of the White House is getting on her side. They see the sinking boat with Biden, but then they're like, Biden's not going to give it up, because if you saw Biden's speech today, he said he's not giving up. Now, again, the 5 stages of grief. The first one is denial. And he's denying it, man. He's denying it, and rightfully so. You're always the person that's suffering the most is always the last one to know what they're going through. That's just the way it is. And I understand, man. I understand. But you take Joe Biden off a teleprompter, my God. And right now, speaking of a teleprompter, right now as we speak, George Stephanopoulos is recording a pre-taped interview with Joe Biden, and in my opinion, you guys may think this is hyperbole, but this is probably the biggest interview of not only George Stephanopoulos' life, but one of the biggest interviews of a president in United States history, because everybody's going to be watching. It's one thing not everybody, nowhere near compared to the debate, but there'll be a few million people. I'd say a few 100 million people saw that debate, man, if I had to guess. Out of the 8 billion people in the world, maybe 1 billion saw it, 800 million, I don't know. A lot of people saw it. I'm talking about worldwide. And at least 70, 80 million saw it live, 60, 70, 80 million saw it live here in America, and probably 100, 120 actually saw like clips and stuff all together. But George Stephanopoulos, I'm very curious to see how he comes out, because I would have said before the debate and before the mainstream media turned their back on Joe Biden, I would definitely say, oh, George Stephanopoulos is going to give him softballs. It's just going to be an easy thing. They're going to record it and then blah, blah. But I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what marching orders he's getting. Because, again, these people don't care about Joe Biden. They care about their power. And if they feel like Joe Biden is not it, then they may turn his back and really do something bad. But if I had to bet, I'd say 70% chance George Stephanopoulos is going to do what he can to help Joe Biden. And 30% chance he may do a Jake Tapper and and the rest of the CNN, some of the CNN panel, and also New York Times. They've completely turned their back on Joe Biden. It's so funny to watch the Clown News Network, the Clinton News Network, the Cancel Now Network, aka today, what I call it, is the Confused News Network. To act like they just are, now they're all of a sudden a journalist. They're actually telling the truth. Now, they still got Trump derangement syndrome. They're still lying about Trump. When it comes to Joe Biden, you talking about doing a 180 on this man? My God. I mean, these people are, I mean, guys, this stuff is going to be studied here in the next few years, man. It's unbelievable, especially for a person like me that just loves politics. I'm a nerd with this stuff, man. I absolutely love it. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. I wasn't alive when the stuff happened with Richard Nixon and Watergate, but I've watched definitely a lot of documentaries. But just to be going through this live in real time, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But the Kamala Harris problem is a big problem, because I would say, if I had to guess, 60 to 70% of the African American, community in the Democratic side, maybe even higher, are saying, like, if you replace Kamala Harris, if you replace Joe Biden, it has to be Kamala Harris. And then maybe 30 to 50% of them, maybe 40%, 50% of them are saying we must take away Joe Biden. We must have Joe Biden step down and have Kamala Harris do it. Listen, guys, this is crazy. Not including all the people, some people that want Gavin Newsom, some people want I keep forgetting the lady from Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, I think her name is. Michigan, that's a big swing state, and she's pretty good too. Gretchen Whitmer, I don't like her, of course. I'm talking about through the Democratic lens. So this is absolutely amazing, man. What's going on right now? I'm just going to keep staying tuned. Every 20, 30 minutes, things change. So as of right now, as of last time I checked, I don't know what's going on, but it's 6 p.m. Pacific time here on the West Coast. So absolutely insane, and I'm here for every minute of it, and I can't wait to watch more. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, you got to love your country. You know, forget these fear-mongering tactics that the left does with Donald Trump and Project 2025. I'm going to talk more about that later. Tomorrow's Satoshi Saturday, so I'm going to really get into what's going on with Bitcoin a little bit more. But Project 2025 is obviously the new PSYOP. Donald Trump has nothing to do with that. That's a lobby, the Heritage Foundation. But again, I'll talk about that later. But absolutely insane what's going on. Keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you're strong with your faith. Believe in God. Say your prayers. Read your Bible if you believe in that kind of stuff. I do. It's a major part of my life. Stay strong mentally. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the games. Stay strong physically. And make sure you're always on balance, and you're looking back and forth and this, that, and the third. Because when I was downtown last night, 4th of July, man, I was looking for people with backpacks and, you know, all kind of stuff, man. Because, again, man, I think something bad's going to happen. But until then, I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep fighting peacefully. And every single day, I'm going to try my best to not only get the good information in my head, but also give out the good information during this information war. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.